today. Lots of NFL teams are 6-3. Utah, Arizona the game of the week, and Michigan is not Americans' team. This is American Game Day. Welcome to American Game Day. Today is Saturday, November 18th. We're 1 week from our Christmas. Yeah, we're already looking into Christmas. Though our Thanksgiving special. But I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. I am Brain Slater, your host of this show. And I got a great full day show of you. Almost, over 40-minute show for you. Yeah, Utah, Arizona, you heard it, our game of the week. And it gets even crazier as I'm just about to talk about that. But first, let's look at some games earlier in the week in college football. Yeah, there was a game last night. But this episode was recorded before the game ended. So here's the final score, even though I don't even know who won. But let's check the final score. Colorado, Washington State. Yeah. I expected that to be a big hype game. I'm sure it was. But, yeah, there's the final score in that game. All right. You know, as always, we start off with some headlines for college football. The athletic director for Virginia. Keep in mind that Virginia this year is 2-8. Yeah, he is now threatening I guess he's threatening the NCAA for dismissing the James Madison football team from going to a postseason bowl game, or even in the Sun Belt championship game. Yeah, earlier this week, James Madison, Jacksonville State, you know, they pleased to the NCAA to be, hey, we should be able to go to a bowl game, you know, postseason stuff this year. And the NCAA declined it. Yep. Also, the Big 12 has partnered with the WWE. Oh, wow. So that means that maybe, you know, the Big 12 does wrestling. Maybe, that would be cool. Maybe a little, if you win, you get a little WWE belt. No, this is for football. This is for football. They partner with the Big 12 because they're going to make a championship trophy for the MVP. I think that's really cool. But, what does this have to do with football? Yeah, the Big 12 said, because we want to get young and hip with the younger audience. That was their answer. And they also have a little rapper for their halftime performance. I'll get to that more later on down the week. And Jim Harbaugh, once again, is in the news. Michigan, yeah. He thinks that because of all the struggle and negativity they got this year, that, this is what America stands for. We should be America's team. But American doesn't cheat. James Madison is American's team. And guess what? You want to know what American wants? American wants to watch Utah versus Arizona. It's at 1:30. Ooh, that's our game. That's the big game this week. You're putting in at 1:30? That's 12:30 local time. Oh, and you're going to put it on the Pac-12 network where only people with, money. I mean, if you have cable subscribers, you gotta pay that extra sports fee for it, or you get it. You live in the area, you live in the out west, so you can easily watch it. But if you live way out east, East Coast, middle, the people that want to watch this game can't watch it. Seriously, Pac-12, you're really gonna do that? No wonder why you're dying, considering how great this conference is this year. But, yeah, both of them, pretty close in terms of stats, except for, look at Arizona's turnover ratios. They have -4. If Arizona's gonna win this football game, they have to make sure Utah turns it over. Yeah, they gotta find some, or really, they have to make sure that they themselves don't turn the ball over. I mean, you really gotta make sure Utah doesn't force a turnover. That's the only way Arizona can win this football game. Anyway, Bryson Berry, he's passing for 59%, 1,100 yards, 7 touchdowns. I mean, yes, 10 touchdowns, 7 turnovers, interceptions, a little dyslexia. Arizona got 74% in passing. Yeah, he's got a lot more yards, 1,700. Yeah, 16 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. So he's got a lot more better stat for him. But also, Utah's had some quarterback problem with Cam Rising out injured in the air. So that's why his passing yards are a little low. But let's look at the Pac-12 standings. Yeah. Look at this. Arizona's 3. Arizona's ahead of Utah in the Pac-12 standings, considering Utah has had a better non-conference record. Oregon State at 4, and then of course Utah and Washington, the 2 best teams in the Pac-12. Very likely those 2 teams are playing each other. I think we'll find out at the end of this week if Arizona State if Arizona loses, we have Washington and Utah in the Pac-12. Okay, also, this is really a big statement. We have our own, Pac-12 mini playoff right here. 6:30 on ABC, Washington and Oregon State. Washington wins this game, they clinch for the Pac-12. If Oregon wins today, I'll look at Oregon in just a minute, they clinch for the Pac-12 championship game. So very likely today we will find out who's going to be in the Pac-12 championship. And I think we already know who is going. Oregon State can pull off that upset. They can. UCLA and USC, 2:30 on ABC. Gotta be the battle of the, hey, let's try and not get our coach fired. Yeah, these players need to play really well. They don't want to lose their head coach. And California and Stanford, they're both at the bottom of the conference. Really, I don't think they any have a chance of making a bowl game, but, you want to build some momentum in the next season, and this is a good game to prove, hey, well, they're both heading into a different conference next year, so, yeah, they got that going for them, I guess. But, I actually think USC is going to win this game, and I got Stanford winning this game. Both the home teams winning on these Pac-12 notable games. All right, to the ACC we go. All right, number 1 is still Florida State. Number 2 is Louisville. But guess what? Virginia Tech, NC State, and North Carolina still have a shot at the ACC. But Louisville would have to lose their 2 last games. I don't think that's going to happen. I just don't see it. Louisville might lose tonight. They have Miami. Miami can pull off that upset, but I don't think they're losing next week. Louisville wins today. They're moving to the ACC championship game. And here's who they're playing. Oh, yeah, it's earlier than I thought. I thought it was a later game. 11 o'clock ABC. Louisville and Miami. Big time matchup. Miami, I don't even remember their record, but they're like the best team overall in their record. They're always in the game. Seriously, every game they've had this year has come down to 1 score. If they would have won all those games, they would be number 1 in the conference. Well, maybe number 2. You can't stop Florida State. But North Carolina and Clemson, really big matchup for Dabo Swinney, a chance to turn his program around, maybe potentially go to a bigger bowl game. And NC State and Virginia Tech. It's a battle of if Louisville somehow fails, this is our chance to take a step up and maybe still have a shot at the ACC. That's only if Louisville loses their last 2 games and North Carolina loses to Clemson. The winner of that game, winner of NC State Virginia Tech, is playing Florida State. Okay, what is this chaos? This is college football. Chaos will happen. But I got North Carolina winning and NC State winning. Both the road teams on this game. Both of them are on 230, and you can see their network that they are on right there. And then now on to the the Big 12. Oh, Big 10. Sorry, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. I forgot I did the Big 10 before the Big 12. Yeah, the Big 10 standing is pretty interesting. I did a little joke at the Big 10 this week. The whole Big 10 West is 5th right now. I'll talk about that in a second. Iowa's 4, Penn State 3, Michigan 2, and Ohio State is 1. Really, Ohio State and Michigan tied for first. Penn State 3, Iowa 4, but yeah, there are like 6 teams in the Big 10 West that are 3 and 4. Like, the whole Big 10 West is 3 and 4. It's crazy. Yeah, here it is. Northwestern, that's 1. Nebraska 2. Wisconsin 3. Illinois 4. Minnesota 5. Yeah, there's 5 teams in the Big 10 West that are 3 and 4. That's nearly the whole division. And keep in mind that this is their conference record, not the overall record. Yeah, the Big 10 West is really competitive, really entertaining. Yeah, it is boring football. I can't believe it. But, hey, Penn State needs a team. This is the Big 10 East. Yeah, Rutgers and Penn State. 11 o'clock on FS1. Gonna be a huge game for Rutgers because they've had some close calls this year, but they're really they're kind of like Penn State, except for worse. Now, this is going to be the battle of who can Penn State the most. The loser will be crowned below the big games. Yeah. And here are the 2 trap games for you. Heading to guess what's next week? The game. Yeah. Are they going to be looking ahead to next year? Both teams were doing that last year. Are they going to be looking ahead to next week? Well, Michigan's got Maryland. That's a really good trap game. I think Maryland is known for being in tight ball games this year. 11 o'clock on Fox. In Minnesota, they're not as great as Maryland, but I wouldn't be surprised if Minnesota treats this like their Super Bowl. They will show up. They will try and make Ohio State look terrible. They may not win this game. They may not cover. Maybe they might cover. But 3 o'clock at the Big 10 Network, we will find out how bad Minnesota really is. Yeah, I had the 2 big boys winning their games. Now let's go on to WWE. Oh, I'm sorry, Big 12. Yeah, that doesn't sound as good now that I messed it up. Yeah. Number 5 is Kansas State. Number 4 is Iowa State. Number 3 is Oklahoma. Number 2 is Oklahoma State. And number 1 is Texas. Yeah, the Big 12 is just full questions this week. Also, keep in mind that the Big 12 changed their tiebreaker rule for the Big 12 championship last week. Yeah, they're seriously, or like earlier this week, they're trying to keep Oklahoma and Texas out of the Big 12 championship game. And yeah, what are we, like, the season's almost over and they change the rule? Okay, yeah, but it's really statement Saturday in the Big 12. Kansas State and Kansas, 6 o'clock FS1. Big 12 is at stake right here. You win this game, if Kansas State wins this game, they have a really good shot at the Big 12. They just need Oklahoma and Oklahoma State to lose another game. Kansas, on the other hand, they need everyone in front of them to lose. But here's some other Big 12 matchups. Oklahoma, BYU. Yep, Oklahoma, this is a key matchup because Oklahoma, first time playing BYU. You remember last time? Some people don't remember. OU fans remember last time Oklahoma played BYU? Oh boy, that was a big game. That was huge. I think it was a really big ball game. I don't remember. I think BYU won, so that's going to be a really big one. And Texas and Iowa State. Really a trap game for Texas because Iowa State is known for pulling off upsets in the Big Ten. And might have a new coach on the hot seat if they lose that game. I don't know. We'll just have to find out. But I got both the Red River teams winning their games. But Oklahoma fans are really rooting for Iowa State in this one. And yeah, Oklahoma State, I think they got I can't remember. Houston. Oh yeah, they have Houston. Yeah, that's right. LSU, SEC standing. LSU at 5, Ole Miss at 4, Missouri at 3. Number 2 is Alabama, of course, and at the top is Georgia. Yep, yeah. SEC, Missouri is really looking strong right now. A lot of people are probably wondering, well, why do you have Missouri ahead of Ole Miss and LSU when those two teams both have an extra win? Well, did you all see the way Missouri beat Tennessee? Yeah, Tennessee doesn't have a shot in this game. 2:30 on CBS. Georgia and Tennessee. This is going to be a huge, huge game for Tennessee, the Volunteers. Because well, here's one big question for you. You remember last year when they had a top 5 team come home? They beat them. Alabama. They tore down the field goal post, threw it in their local lake. Now they got Georgia. What are they going to do about that? Florida and Missouri, another big game. Really good shot to see if Florida State. I had high hopes for Florida this year. I actually said Florida State. I had high hopes for Florida this year. They blew me down. I hope Missouri shuts them out. I hope Florida scores 0 points this game or 0 touchdown. And then Georgia State, another great team in the group of 5, looking for a trap game against LSU. 7 o'clock on ESPN2. Going to be a really good, fun ball game to watch. Georgia State might score the most points they've ever scored this year because LSU defense, that is terrible. LSU's, they got their quarterback injured, and we might not see that high-powered offense that we used to see, but we will still see scored points by LSU. I got LSU winning. And then here are some other group of 5 teams and games. It just had nothing else to watch. SMU and Memphis, big rivalry in the, or a big game in the American Conference. And then the Sun Belt. Yeah, the undefeated uneligible James Madison going against App State. He has been called Gameday down there this morning. And then losing in it, and Troy. I just need another game to throw in there. And then UNLV and Air Force. 2:30 CBS Sports Network. Yeah, that's going to be a really big one. That's pretty much our big game. Air Force, what happened to you? You lost to Army, and then Hawaii. Probably the most embarrassing loss this year. You lose to Hawaii, you're in trouble. Yeah, basically, you lose to Vanderbilt or Hawaii, your team is really garbage. But UNLV is looking to do the unpredictable. Yeah, beating an Air Force team. Really good Air Force team. But let's look at my top 6. Who do I think is going to go to the playoffs? First time this year, agree with the AP. Georgia is number 1. Ohio State's at number 2. Florida State's at 3 in my rankings. I got Oregon at 6. At number 5 is, well, it's still Washington. Number 4 is Michigan. Yep, that is my top 6 right there. Yeah, I really would love to see a Georgia and Michigan team. Yeah, the best defense in college football versus the best offense in college football. And then I say pretty, Ohio State probably has a lot more. They're real more strong on their defense, but Ohio State and Florida State are more balanced on their side of the ball. So I'd really like to see those matchups. And Washington and Oregon are just standing by in case one of those 4 screw up the next 2 weeks. But the CFP agrees with me. Georgia should be number 1. Ohio State falls down to 2. Michigan at 3. I honestly really thought they'd put Michigan at 4 and Florida State at 3. Mainly because you really want the game back to back, or back and then they take championship game and then back, really? And then yeah, Washington, Oregon, yeah, clearly 5 and 6. But yeah, there's your top 6 right there. Georgia and Florida State, I want to see that matchup too. I think that'd be a really fun matchup. I do not want to see Ohio State and Michigan play each other. Unless that game comes down to the national championship game, I don't want to see that matchup in the semifinals. I don't. I don't care if that's the right order. Don't mash them up together. Please don't. Come on, selection committee. There's a lot of money on the line, too, I know that. But, yeah, I got some NFL headlines for you. Josh Allen said, well, the Bills fired their offensive coordinator last week. Josh Allen is not happy about that. And he said he would still be here if we just played better. Duh! Of course he would still be here if you played better. That's the reason why he got fired, because you haven't been playing that great of an offense. Maybe if you didn't, throw terrible passes every time, he would still be here. Mainly this leans on you. Yeah. Yeah. Here's a look at the American standing. Not much has changed yet. The Steelers are still at 5, Dolphins 4, Jaguars at 3, Ravens at 2, and the Swifties are still at 1. They came off bye week, but they are ready to roll with a big game Monday night. I'll talk about that here in just a minute, but yeah. A lot of 6-3. Yeah, 6-3, 6-3, 6-3. Jaguar, Dolphins, Steelers. Yeah, there are a lot of 6-3 teams. Yeah, this is just 3 of them. Let's look at, if we pull up the national standings, there'll probably be more on there. Yeah, why are there so many 6-3 teams in the NFL this year? I mean, I'll talk about that more in just a minute, but let's look at the the national standings. At number 1 is still the Eagles, but let's go from, I don't know why I always go from bottom to top, but I guess I do. Yeah, number 5, 49ers. Number 4, the Seahawks. Number 3 is the Cowboys. Number 2 is the Lions. And number 1, of course, the Eagles. Yeah, the 2 top teams in both standings are playing Monday. The Swifties... Yeah, the Chiefs versus the Eagles. Yeah. Oh, and guess what? Yeah, add 3 more teams that are 6-3. Yeah. So at least 6 teams are 6-3 in the NFL right now. Wow. That's quite a stat. And guess what? There are even more. Yeah, you saw the title of this week's episode. I'm not kidding. There are a lot of 6-3 teams. Yeah, bring up my NFL 6-3 graphics. Yeah, there are 8 teams that are 6-3. 6 teams that are 5-5. That's 14 out of 32 teams. Like almost half, 44% of the teams are barely like either right at 500 or just 1 win over 500. Wow. Just wow. And there's one team that's 6-4, so you can add like another one to that. Wow. Just wow. Great job, NFL. You are really providing us quality football. And guess what this all results as us? Yeah, well, I'll get to that in a second. But we had Thursday Night Football. Yeah, the Bengals versus the Ravens. Here's the final score of that game. Yeah, this part of the episode was recorded before that game. Actually, the game's going on right now. It's still 0-0, but because it just kicked off. But yeah, there's the final score in that game. And then yeah, here is the big games this next week. Yeah, 6-3 Steelers versus 6-3 Browns. I mean, yeah, that's gonna be it. You have them play each other. Yeah, it was set up for a big game. Noon on CBS. Oh, there's one of the 5-5 teams versus the Dolphins are actually 6-3 after one incredible start to their season. Wow. Also noon on CBS. Wow. I gotta say, I'm really impressed. I mean, I thought we'd get non-quality football this week. Actually, none of these games are quality football. Yeah, what are these games? Yeah. And, oh yeah, and then a 4-5, Buccaneers, which I had high hopes for this year, against another team that I had high hopes this year that went on a 3-game losing streak mid-season. The 49ers are 6-3, 305 on Fox. Oh, and then finally, the only good game this week, the Eagles and the Chiefs. Monday night, 7:15 on ABC, ESPN, whatever ESPN network, you get it. 8-1 Eagles. Chiefs are 7-2. Gonna be some big games. Cannot wait to watch that one Monday night. The other games, forget about it. Yeah, this is the main game I want to talk about. Jalen Hurd throwing 70%. 2,347 yards. He's got 2 touchdowns. He really got 2 touchdowns this year? That ain't right. Seriously? He only had 2 touchdowns this whole season? Really? Okay, but he's also thrown 0 interceptions, so I'll give him credit for that. Patrick Mahomes from the Chiefs is 87%, 2,442 yards. Got 17 touchdowns, but he's got 8 interceptions. Ooh, that hurts, but I mean, he's got 17 touchdowns. He's more eligible to make the Super Bowl, and this is going to be quite a game for the NFL Monday night. That's going to be quite a ball game. I'm going to look it up real quick. You really only have like 2 touchdowns and like, okay, no. I just looked it up. It's 15 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. Yeah. That graphic might be fixed by the time as I was recording it. That graphic was wrong, but it's probably fixed for you guys now. All right, now on the NBA action. Draymond Green got suspended for 5 games in a huge fight that started the first 2 minutes, and what was it, 5 minutes into the game? What was it? I think it was on a Wednesday night. But, yeah, there's a huge fight. NBA suspended Kayla. I think it gets the Timberwolves. Klay Thompson was involved. Anyway, Draymond Green was I guess he's in the UCF or whatever. He switched sports real quickly, like a headlock or something. I don't know what he was thinking, but, yeah, big loss for, the Warriors, apparently. But, yeah, you remember about a couple weeks ago, James Harden got traded to the Clippers? Well, since he joined the team, they are on a 6-game losing streak. Yeah, it is not looking good for the Clippers right now. James Harden basically just destroys whatever team he's on right now. Oh, and guess what? The 76ers look amazing right now. Yeah, they do. And the Mavericks versus the Bucks, 7 o'clock on NBA TV tonight. And then at 7:30 on local TV, it's the Thunder versus the Warriors. Thunder might actually have a chance now with Draymond Green not playing, but they do have Klay Thompson and Curry. Forgot his name for a second. How did I forget his name? Yeah. I completely forgot the rest of his name. Is it his first name or last name? Probably most embarrassing thing I said. No, probably not even close to the most embarrassing thing I've said on this show. Yeah, 76ers and the Nets at 2:30 local TV time, and then the Rockets versus the Lakers 8:30 on local TV. Those 2 games are actually on Sunday. The other graphic was for I think Saturday. But, yeah, I am not doing too good with graphics this week, or, make my graphics. I guess I'm just having an off week. Anyway, yeah, I guess I'm pretty tired. But anyway, we had some, hoops, upsets. We got an upset alert. Yeah, can we bring up our upset alerts out? Dang. Yeah, there we go. Villanova got upset to Pennsylvania. I don't even have a logo for them. Villanova lost 76-72. What a big win for Pennsylvania, or I guess Penn for sure. Do you want to do that? And Kansas gets a big win over Kentucky, 89-84. They were trailing most of this game, so it's a big win for Kansas to really show up, be like, we're still the #1 team. We're not being upset. I know Duke went down, but we're not going down either. Yeah, we're going to stay at the top of the one. Kansas, by the way, if they continue to play like that, they will get a loss sometime down the road inside the Big 12. Maybe it'll be a loss to Oklahoma and Texas the last time they played them. And Duke and Michigan State had a blast. Duke finally looking like a top 10 team, beating Michigan State 74-65. That's a big win for Duke right there after losing to Arizona last week at home. So, yeah, big win for them. All right. And then, guess what? USC lost. We have another team that I don't even have a logo for. UC Iron. Yeah, beat USC, not by just a couple points, by 10 points. 70-60. What a big win for that team. And also, you need some games to watch tomorrow and Monday. UConn and Indiana. They used to be a basketball school. I guess not anymore. But I got UConn beating them big. Noon on ESPN, and then Monday afternoon-ish, 1:30 on ESPN2, Tennessee and Syracuse. They're both undefeated right now. Tennessee's looking to improve their resume right there, right now. Well, I guess not right now on Monday night, but yeah, they're looking really good right now. Tennessee, they're better than their football program right now. And Purdue and Gonzaga, that's likely going to be our big game, the key talking point all week. Monday, 4 o'clock on ESPN2, and then at 10:30 on ESPN2, got UCLA and Marquette. UCLA is also undefeated. Marquette's, they're a group of 5 team in the top 5. They're really, really looking to strengthen their resume. Get a good win here. They are set for the future. They might go to March Madness with like 2 losses this year. All right, let's check out what's going around the network here on Busy Sports. Down in Distance, Tuesday at 6 o'clock. Got a good one. No Slave Report podcast this week. I've taken it off to get ready, prepare for Thanksgiving. And then Debatable be Wednesday at 1 o'clock. New CFP rankings will be out. I'll be here to react to it. And then Harwood Who's will be back for another big NBA and college basketball week. Will there be some big-time upsets? We'll find out Wednesday at 6. And then next Saturday, another big-time show of American Game Day, 10 a.m. Gonna be an amazing week as we wrap up the college football regular season. And don't forget to check out our website for the latest news, scores, stats, etc. That's all going around the network here on Busy Sports. Joke Game of the Week 12. We got a good one. Well, an easy W for me. Yeah, North Alabama, Florida State. 5:30 on the CW. Here's the reason why I might think it might not be that big of a win for Florida State. Just two letters. CW. CW. Florida State might see a W with this win tonight. Yeah, got him. Yeah, but Florida State's going to get a big win on the CW, 5:30. Going to be a good one. One of my 11-0 now. Yeah, I haven't had a loss in my joke of the week. Yeah, I know. I'm going to change up this segment, make it even harder for me next year. But, yeah, I'm just excited. I'm going to go undefeated for 2 years in a row. Well, I can't get my hopes up yet. Still got one more week to do. But it's now time for the option! Starting with the NFL. Steelers versus the Browns. Sunday noon on CBS. Alright, here we go. I'm going to make my picks. I'm going to just straight up pick without thinking Steelers winning this game. I think they feel really confident about picking them on the road here. They're going to get, I think, an easy W. I got them by 13 points. Give me the Steelers by 13 points. And our next big NFL game. Yeah, I wanted to quicken that one so I can jump right in this one. Monday, 7:15, ABC ESPN. Our Super Bowl rematch and very likely Super Bowl this year. Eagles and the Chiefs are really hot. They're both at the top of their conference. Looking really good. The Eagles just have one loss. The Chiefs just, I think, have 2 losses, maybe 3. Anyway, they're both look really, really good right now. And I'll tell you this. Taylor Swift is going to be down there. Very likely. Give me the Chiefs in this game. Now on to college football. Rutgers, Penn State, 11 o'clock on FS1. This is a hard one for me. I really think that Rutgers will treat this like it's their championship game. It very likely will be, because it will be their last shot at beating a ranked opponent. But I think Penn State will get it done. They will get the W they deserve, because they're going to need it. They haven't beaten anyone at the top 10 conference yet. And then Louisville and Miami, 11 o'clock on ABC. This is going to set up for a really good matchup in the ACC. Mainly because Louisville wins this game. They will be playing Florida State in the champ game. But if they lose this, I mean, they'll have another shot next week. But Miami, this is a really statement of saying, hey, we're not done yet. We might not go to, the ACC championship game, but I think they're going to show out and win this ball game and make a statement for themselves and maybe set some momentum for next year. SMU and Memphis, a huge group of 5 game. Really going to be a big-time matchup because they're really both fighting for a chance at the American Conference. I think the winner of this game could go to the American Conference Championship game. I think it will be Memphis on the W side in this ball game. All right, next game up. Oh, yeah. Back to the ACC. North Carolina and Clemson, 2:30 on ESPN. This is a really, really tough decision for me because North Carolina really hasn't been the team everyone thought they would be. They were a top 10 mid-season. Then they kind of fell apart. Now they're kind of going back up. Same thing with Clemson. They're both the roller coaster of team, but Clemson's had more down and North Carolina had more ups. I'm going with the team that's had more ups. North Carolina is winning this game. And then UCLA and USC, 2:30 on ABC. This is going to be a really, really big game because they're both, out of the conference. They're both moving to the Big Ten next year. So really, it's a good chance and prove that, hey, we're not going anywhere. And really, this game's really the more proof of the losers fighting their head coach, the winners keeping their coach for another year. And that is going to be USC. Kansas State and Kansas, a huge conference matchup, really, for the battle of the Big 12. The loser is out of the conference. The winner just needs the other teams in front needs. Well, if they win this game, they still have a chance. They just need everyone else in front of them to lose, like Texas, Oklahoma State, and Oklahoma, maybe even Iowa State. Now Iowa State's out of it. But I got Kansas State winning this ball game bigger than you might think. I think Kansas State will win this game big. Georgia State, on the other hand, you're probably thinking, oh boy, are you really picking Georgia State to win this ball game? I mean, this is not even considered a big game. Yeah, I know Georgia State's probably not going to be in this big matchup, and you're probably like, are you just doing this because of their record? No, I'm not. Georgia State has got a really good team. I think they'll really be in close to this. They might have the lead in the first half, at halftime, but I think LSU will get it done in the second half. I think Brian Kelly and LSU will overlook Georgia Tech in this game. It'll be a little trap game, but they'll get the win. And then Georgia and Tennessee. I don't think the field goal post will not be coming down in this ball game. Nope. Georgia, they've had a lot of doubts this year. But the ranked opponent, they played top 10 matchups they played this year. They dominated them. They got another, they're top 20, but they're good enough to be in there. Georgia, give me the W. UNLV and Air Force, 2:30 on CBS. Gonna be a huge game in the group of 5. UNLV is looking to take down Air Force. Air Force, for whatever reason, has lost to Army. I can see that. But they are just so hung up on Army that they lost to Hawaii, like I mentioned earlier in the show. I think they're going to come to practice ready all weekend and win this game, getting back on the W train. And then Washington and Oregon State, 6:30 on ABC, going to be a huge, huge ball game. Pac-12 is on the line. I mean, Oregon State, I don't think they still have a shot at the Pac-12, but Washington does. They're at the top of the conference. If they lose this game, I still think they're in it, but it opens the door for other teams. Give me Washington wins this game on the road. And then Utah and Arizona, our Pac-12 game, our game of the week, not even on national TV. Utah and Arizona. Number 22 versus 17. When was the last time you've seen Arizona? I've been saying this all week. When is the last time Arizona has been the higher-ranked team against a conference opponent? At home. At home. And I'm feeling like they can win this game. I think they can. Give me Arizona with the W. That's all, folks. I think I stole that from Looney Tunes. Don't copyright me on that. Don't. Thanks for watching Game Day. I'll see you next Saturday at 10 a.m.